everybody. Welcome to Open the Gates. I'm your host, Matt Burke. Tonight we're going to be having on Richard Embry. He's going to be talking about his book, Blood and the Sword. So this book is something else. If you guys can give a warm welcome to Richard. What's up, Richard?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You know, like my wife's a fan of like heavy metal. I mean, I like it, but I was like, man, it's just it's just a genre I don't know. I like it all. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah.
Well, but cool. You know, I'm gonna like, man, you know what? I listen to a lot of music, and that kind of like when I write, it kind of I find tone in it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
Definitely.
I'm just like, I want to listen to something the sci-fi with some heavy metal and just fucking see what I can come up with. See what it conjures up. You know, I think music's powerful, bro. You know,
dude,
so
you there's a metal genre for it. You name it, there's a metal one. There's this new band I'm listening to now called Core. They're from Germany, but their sound is like Fear Factory. Well, Fear Factory is like the first like kind of sci-fi machine sounding band. They're fucking dope and they're old school. Yeah, and they have clean vocals too. And they're like the guitar player is from the singer's from Canada, but the guitar player's from here. Dino, Mexican dude, he's badass. And then the singer Burton C. Bell, he's Canadian dude. So they came together and fucking they're dope. And the guitar player, he's also in another band called Brew. They're fucking badass, like Mexican death metal band. But
see, I want to get into that, just to dabble in it. You know what I mean? And then there's so much bands out there, like I used to do like hip hop and stuff. And hip hop has a certain thing, but I've always had a respect for like bands because like the whole band has to show up. It's just not like a guy rapping over a beat, you know. It's like the band shows up. There's a fucking connection, and it's just like that energy, man. I try to like if I could get that in the bottle and just listen to it, get it in the bottle, and then kind of like keep that tone, that feeling, and then put it into writing. Like a nerd, huh? It's like I'm gonna get this cool song. I'm gonna make a little poem out of it, a little comic out of it.
Well, I mean, like for me, I do that nerd shit. Like the new Butch Lever, I did a Butch Lever song, you know. So
nice.
I got to do that with my buddy Dave. We got a band called Nightmare Nemesis, you know. But we don't, you know, we just write songs now. But hopefully one day again in the future we could play again. And I'm doing that for the new book, you know, for Hell War. I'm gonna try to put out, you know, and that's, you know, and trying to write lyrics that deal with the book, but that don't give away too much of the story. So that's kind of a tightrope too, but also find the sound that fits the genre of the story. Cause I don't know, music kind of could fit genres sometimes. It's weird.
Yeah. Like I was listening to Jim Croce, you know what I mean? And Jim Croce has a certain kind of like tone, you know?
Who's Jim Croce? I never heard of him.
Oh man, Jim Croce, he has that song, Don't Mess Around with Jim. Big Bad Leroy Brown. And then he has a song Okay. One of the best songs I think is Operator. You know, Operator is really heartfelt. You know, where he's talking about let me call this chick that left me, and he's talking to the operator, and he's telling the whole story like she left me for my friend. I'm gonna call this bitch. I'm gonna let her know that I'm over that shit. She don't fucking And then at the end he's just like I just thank you for listening. I don't even need to make the call. I'm cool, but it's like a heartfelt like thing. Like, damn, it was going through it.
He had to get it off his chest, and he shared it with the viewer and made a cool song out of it. You know, that's what's cool about country music. You know, but also rap too. Their stories a lot of the times. You know, so you have like the blue collar and the country singer, and then also like usually the rapper is some dude from like the ghetto or the hood, and he's got some shit that he's got to get off. I mean, realistically,
like
that's what it is. You know. So.
I like Nas. He'll say a line and it just spark, bro. Like if you want to compare Nas to comics, is how I see it. He says a line and it's like a panel. Then you see another panel, and that panel connects with that panel, and then panel. And then you're like, damn, dude,
it's the rhythms too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the rhythms, the cadence, the words, the everything, man. It's just like if you're, I was listening to Eminem earlier, and he was like earlier Eminem, and then like when he dissed MGK. But earlier Eminem, he had a song called "Bad Meets Evil." People call it "Scary Movie," but he was like, I drive off of the Grand Dam and drive off of the Grand Dam in a Grand Dam and land in a handstanding. And I was like, what the fuck was that?
Oh yeah.
He's all like says something. He's like, I'll throw you down a flight of steps and throwing you back up them if they don't like the track. Fuck them. I'm just like, it's just
picturing it.
I don't know. That creativity is just like, that's like, to me, that's like comic book shit. That's like fucking, it's just like,
that's like that right there. He's actually giving you the visual in your head, and you're creating panels of what he's talking about,
Yeah.
And then there's the whole music thing. If you're talking like the rhythm, you know what I mean, of a song, like say there's a fight scene, where the fights are just like doom, 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 you know what I mean? Like it's like some heavy boom, 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 and you're going with that rhythm in the story. Maybe the fight's really quick, and you're gonna have a bunch of panels, so the music will be like da, 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 and you got a bunch of like maybe fucking 50 panels with a lot of shit. So that's the rhythm, so it relates to music or whatnot, like comic booking or just sequential art. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, because I was like, there's always the things like you're never too late to be an artist. Get in there and draw. But I'm like, you know what? I'm like, sometimes I think about it. I'm like, man, that'd be so cool. Just put on a fucking metal album and just draw something. But then at the same time, it's like, man, that's a lot. Like, I know the work. It kind of like, here's the thing. I don't want to say I know, but I have an idea of the work it takes to get good at comic book and drawing at that level. And here's the thing, even my idea, I imagine I'm still not giving it the amount of respect. So I'm just like, man, I don't, like I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. So I just, I just stick with writing, and I love the collaboration. Like I love, with doing a Blood and the Sword, man. It was I wrote it, edit it, draft, and then it's off to the artist, and getting those pages back with seeing if my words translated to the artist, and seeing if we're on the same page. And when I would get stuff back, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, he did it better than I thought, and that's like freaking Christmas. He's like, hey man, check your email. And I was like, oh yay, it's fucking presents under the tree, let's do this. So I kind of like that makes up for that excitement right there. Is worth it, for those times where like I wish I could be drawing, because man, hats off to you artists guys, man. You guys are just over the table every day drawing. I had Jimmy Reyes on the show the other day, and we're talking for an hour. Yeah, thank you, man. Like he's cool, but we're talking for like 2 hours, and he finished one figure, and the figure is well done and this and that. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like I said it on the podcast or the show, I was like, bro, that figure took 2 hours. I mean, and that's he's like, yeah, that's price of good art. It's time. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like, fuck. That was like, that just made me like, first of all,
that was fast.
It made me appreciate it. Yeah, I know he did it fast too.
Like for me, that I'm like really like a slow like type of person. Like really, and I'm just like, wow. I was watching him do that. I got to get his book too. His book's fucking bad. I have a thing for fantasy and barbarian books, and that Sword and Sorcery and just Robert E. Howard and Tolkien.
I just love it. It makes me feel warm, like you're cozy. A fan of Westerns. Yeah, cozy. That's a good word. I like that. Like, I felt that way with Westerns too.
Yeah.
But, like I feel, this is kind of like, in a way, it's still a collab with my daughter.
Yeah.
And she doesn't understand the concepts of what make Westerns cool, but she knows fantasies and she loves unicorns and this and that. And that's where it started, like fairies and this and that. And she just loves it all. So it's like, when she influenced the character Mango, it was like, man, that's freaking cool, and she's wearing that shirt, at Walmart, with my son, and it's just like I'm wearing the shirt, they're wearing the shirt. We're like, look, taking out sweaters, we're all wearing the shirt, and I was like, man, that's awesome. Like she owns that character. Like, hey, put on your shirt. Don't worry about Hello Kitty. We don't own Hello Kitty. You own that one. And it was a good moment, awesome. Man.
Like you were doing that. I know Mark Polton does that with his kid, and I'm like, damn, dude. And I was talking to my son the other night, and he's really into skeletons, and I'm like, damn, he probably.
Oh hell yeah!
He doesn't really like Butch Cleaver doesn't register to him. You know what I mean? I don't really show him the stuff either.
Yeah.
But he loves like Nightmare Before Christmas, and he just loves these giant skeletons at Home Depot. That's what he wants for Christmas. I'm like,
That's funny. My wife wanted the same shit. She's like, damn it. She's like, they went on clearance for like $8. And I'm like, really? Oh, like, I would have got a couple, you know.
So I'm like, damn,
so that's why I bought her.
You know, but not for Christmas. I'm like, not for Christmas, you know.
So, yeah.
But but he has like a name for it, and I'm like, well, damn, maybe I'll, you know, it's like maybe I'll have him and my daughter, like maybe come up with some characters, you know, that they're really passionate about, and he's really passionate about that. And I'm telling him like, hey, dude, you like skeleton, like Butch Cleaver? He's like a bone man. He could turn into anything with a bone you could think of. He's like, oh, that's cool, but you know, and I'm showing him like the different versions and shit. But I was wondering, man, like I've known you now probably for 4 or 5 years, some shit like that. You know? You've been doing this comic thing for a minute now, right? And
yeah. Some
viewers that watch the show, they might not know who you are. So maybe you could give a little, you know, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So in the 20s, I was doing like hip hop and stuff, promoting shows, beats, anything, man, anything. It was just, I just fell in love with the rhythm, man. Fell in love with the community back then. It was kind of similar to what comics is now, you know?
Yeah.
That's why it's like, I think with comics, I'm a little bit more aggressive when I like defend it, you know? Because back then it was like, oh, commercial music, that fucking shit is whack, blah, blah, underground, this and that.
Exactly.
And then you went to, damn, no underground stuff is even available. It's hard. You know, you got to really dig. And then, you know, and then you're not like, man, it's like the guys that are underground, they're charging a bunch for a feature and this and that. And they kind of like not helping out the new generation. You know what I mean? And it was just weird, you know? So,
new guy out.
but I just, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I don't own nothing.
Yeah.
If I do this, I don't own nothing. This producer wants this. I don't own nothing. Who can I just, you know, I want to own something. Like ownership was like really thriving for me. So I was just like, you know what? I just remember I loved Punisher as a kid, you know. I was just like, you know, I'm just going to chill. You know, I'm going to go. It started too. It's like I didn't really have nothing to do, and I was waiting for something to happen. We're waiting on like, and it was like a 5-hour wait because I drove to like Orange County and stuff. I was like in Corona. I drove to Orange County, and then like, hey, plans, you know, delay. We gotta wait till this person gets off work or something. So I just ended up going to a comic book store. I'm like, let me check out a comic book store. You know, I'm looking for shit to do to be entertained for this time. You know, and I went back to a comic book store, and you know, I'm just like checking out Punisher, and I was like, oh, the Garthenist, Max. I'm like, oh man, this looks beautiful. It grew up. Yeah, it grew up with me. You know, so I'm just like, I'm gonna get this, and then that led to like Vertigo. So then it's like, you know, other stuff, you know, and then that led to like one of the guys at the studio we were at. You know, his name's Prodigal Son. He's a very talented artist, Wu-Tang. You know, I don't want to say affiliate because he's like really involved with Wu-Tang. He is Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Like you might not see him on the album, but like how he explained it, I think he said that like he went to jail or something at the time, but he, you know, he would have been like one of the original members but I don't know. I don't know too much about Wu-Tang lore. He was cool, you know, he was helping out my friend who was a singer. And I just remember at the studio, and this is like a hip hop guy from New York, like this he's about it, you know, and I just see a stack of Walking Dead, and I'm like, what? And I was like, hey P, you read comics, you know? And I was like, that was like kind of like, I'm a Punisher fan, like, you know, internally I'm like, wait a minute, you read comics? And he was just like, and I was like, what's that? He's like, man, you ain't ready for that. Like that's what he said. You ain't ready for that. Don't ask me that question. You ain't ready for that. You don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? It's basically that's like, if you really want to find out, you'll find out on your own. Don't ask me about it. You know, so
exactly.
The next shift, I went to Borders bookstore, like on the way home, and I was like, I want to know about that, you know. And then I just loved Kirkman's writing, you know, and then so you got I'm back in, man. I'm back in as a reader. There's Punisher, there's Kirkman, you know, there's, you know, then I went to Preacher, Why the Last Man. You know, and I'm just like, I just went on Vertigo run, man. I just,
awesome.
Yeah. And then I'm like, Scout, give me DMC, give me, Northlanders. You know, like that's what's sad because I love Scout, and Jason Aaron was a fucking beast, bro. And then like, so it's like sad to see what happened later, you know. But maybe that's bad. maybe that's just bad editors. I don't know, man. You know,
I don't know. Who knows? People get brainwashed, and people kind of go for the coin too. You know, so
yeah, that's like okay, or the security. You get used to a certain kind of lifestyle. You know.
Yeah, doesn't want to. Eat tuna.
Yeah. So then I'm like, I wanted to do scripts. I was like, man, I can't own a movie, but let me do a poor man movie,
Right.
And that was comics. But I just didn't write a script to make it a movie. It's like I know the genre, and I studied it more, because a movie script and it's a lot different, so pacing, dialogue, everything, and you can't rely on sound. You got to really like certain things you got to do to drive emotion that you won't be able to. You could do in a movie, but you won't be able to do in a comic. So with that, I wrote The Last Goodbye, wrote half of it. Something happened, with Brian's family. He had to step away. As I always encourage, man, family first, And then I did this book called The Port. So I'm doing this book, but prior to that, I'm going to comic book conventions. This was my strategy, and I encourage people to do it. Now the conventions are up. Go to Artist Alley. The people there selling books. Ask them questions. Buy the book first and ask them questions. And that's what I did. I just bought all these books, started asking questions. I would go to the panels, find out who's talking at the panels, then go to their table, buy the book, ask them more questions. And I'm just like searching for knowledge, and been really, until I did that. And then I ended up meeting people that were creators, and, it's like, hey, you want to go half on a table or this and that? Oh, cool. Yeah. Right. And so started doing that, and then had a baby, man, and it was like, oh man, I can't. At the time I couldn't afford it,
Yeah.
So life changes, and then I just can't. I just went back to comics. Did I was able to bring out The Last Goodbye when I was doing like the conventions, but I was just like, let me do this. Let me bring this out, because crowdfunding just came out. I don't want to say just came out, but it was like, it was still new, man. And it was like that first wave. They made a ton of money. Some of them delivered, some of them didn't, and that left a sour taste, So
yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't want to f this up, man.
The sour waves.
Oh yeah, it was like Hereta or whatever, and Critias and all that. So
yeah.
Tough ones, man. Because the books look good, man.
Yeah,
I even read Pathfinder, and
I've seen like a fucking whatchamacallit, like a something. He did a update like a few months ago. He's still working on it. I mean, that would be pretty dope if we got it like before we die, at least. I'd be happy with that. But I mean,
it's funny because
he's
capable of finishing books. I remember seeing him at comic book conventions. At least I don't know if it's WonderCon or Long Beach, but I remember he had a corner table. Real cool dude, man. So
and there's a con. Sorry to segue, but there's a con coming up, right?
On the 4th
of next month of January.
I want to say, let me look it up.
2 weeks, January.
Let me look it up.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
I can't on the 4th. I got plans actually.
I know it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday.
Okay, well, the 4th is a Thursday for next month. So
yeah. So
I'd like to go to that. Maybe do something.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Or go. I don't know.
Yeah. So you'll like it, man. I've been there before. So like I'm saying, I went to all the conventions, and that one right there, that was like just a bunch of everyone there is like over like 40. And it's just like golden age, silver age.
Yeah.
There's no cosplay. It's like cash to get in. Like it was like $10. Yeah. Oh man, it's just like it'll make you feel good, bro. It'll make you feel good. Only vendor there is like CGC, and
cool.
They bring out big boys, bring out the big collections, and big stuff's happening, key issues, like Yeah. But yeah, man, it's so I brought out The Last Goodbye. I was like, I got the artwork done. I'll get it colored, and I'll fund it to get it colored, and I'll bring it out, because if anything happens, at least I have the money for the covers or the colors and this and that. And a lot of things went wrong, man. Oh my God. Everything was going wrong behind the scenes. No one really knew. I don't really like kind of go out there and like, cause it's like, I got to keep faith in the customer, man. Or I want that faith in me. So, that did it. And, then comics changed again, where people were like, you know what? We've been burned. So, we want the book done before we back.
Yeah, pretty much.
We want the artwork done. We'll pay for your print. But we want the artwork done. And for a writer, I'm like, oh, and so
for
that's where
part, it's got to be like 75 to 90 to 100% done, depending on who you are, your status, and your
And I thought I had good status, but when I look back, like with the failing of Talon Flats, I look back at a lot of stuff, and I'm like, okay,
I really wanted that
the audience.
Because
me too, man.
Fucking, you and I were one of the few Western, and Brian were as far as the crowdfunding comics movement. We were like with CG and whatnot. We were like the first few guys doing it. Who else was Prospectors? Fucking Matthew Fowler. That was another book.
Yeah. Boogiebot too.
Boogiebot. Robot. I got Robot. I got Robert. I got that too. Yeah. I can't wait for that one. I hope he does another one.
So
we'll be reviewing that one. So I wanted that one. You had those fucking badass Preston cover and Kanan cover.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be getting that in the future sometime. I want to hopefully.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like, dude, can I tell that story in 30 pages? Can I do it in 30? And it's like, with that story, there's a lot of emotional buy-in. Then things need to happen to get you to do that character buy-in.
Right.
So to get the full effect, I don't know, but I would love to bring it out as 3 issues, what I mean. But I gotta see the thing. What I want to do with Blood and the Sword is if I can get that to fund itself, then I can put other money aside to fund that, and then that starts funding itself.
Right.
So
it's a business account.
Yeah. I want it. It's like an avalanche, you get the ball rolling,
100%.
But I lost a lot of man. I even had a Kanan White cover, man. I was like,
Kanan cover is fucking fire. The Preston cover is fire. I mean, like I'll fucking any Western book. I'm trying to. I think I backed every single Western CG and fucking Iron Age book. Fucking
what's funny is I think with the success of Blood and the Sword, if I were to bring that out, I think I would have a lot more trust. But then I don't know, because people would expect it to be $5, and I got to find out how to make it $5. But
You're the $5 guy. No.
yeah. Jimmy was giving me a tongue lashing about that. Man, that ain't worth $5, man. It's worth way more. People might look at it and think it's cheap. I'm like, yeah, but it's a way to compete. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
Yep. So, man. So it's figuring out. But I'm grateful for Talon Flats. It taught me a lot. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do things different. I'm gonna bring out 5 pages where you can read it. Because people, I'm like, my whole thing was like, I want people to read my writing. I feel I worked hard on the craft. I want people to read it, and no one's able to read it. They're just blank pages, and so they're just biting off the art. And I'm trying to sell myself as a writer. Like, I need to have that. That's needs to happen. And and then people were saying like, yeah, I'm not doing it unless I see lettered pages. I want to see what is written, on there.
Yeah.
And so that was a requirement. I was like, okay, it was like a checklist of stuff that I really wanted to do, make sure. Another thing was like, I'm just going to do one cover. If I could do one cover. Because the thing too is like, when I was doing WonderCon prior to the kids, man, those books were my babies, those were my kids, and I was like, how was I able to do this? How was I able to fund a whole comic, bring it out, and sell it for $5 at the freaking Artist Alley? Like, what am I doing so different, And then I kind of noticed the differences, and it's like, oh, well, I wasn't doing multiple covers. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. So how can I make it lucrative, which is one cover, print a lot, and go from there, So
yeah, that's what I was doing too, man. I mean, for me, like, there's a 3 cover. Like, for me, I would only do 3 covers,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but the thing is, I could see why there's obviously the cover market, but but for me, I will never buy. I don't care who it is unless I don't know, like I'm a millionaire or something. But I'm only going to buy one cover of one book because I try to get a lot of books, and I'm not going to fucking get two covers. But like I could see someone want to bring in a bunch of people to do covers because they're like me. I love all these fucking artists, dude. And I'd love for them to see them to do selfishly do the cover, but it's not realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like even bro, with Talent Flats, I was like, man, let's do this big,
Yeah. No, you did.
So I had the Ken and Wright cover. I had the artist, that was on it. I had him do the cover. Mark Savannah. I had him do the cover. I had a Preston painting cover. Yeah. You didn't even know I had a Dillard freaking. I don't know if I showed it. I had a trading card, a Dillard trading card.
I don't think I see.
You did the artwork.
Yeah, I had you gotta do.
I had a print from Donald DeLay. Like this was like.
Well, man, dude, it's like you. In some regard, it's like there's another buddy of mine. Like he's got like 4 books that were like artists kind of bounced. That's in our scene, and it's like, well, now you kind of got the ball rolling on those a little bit. They just might got to simmer on the back burners a little bit. You know what I mean? But they're still there. Yeah. There's gonna be some bomb ass gumbo. That's gonna be some bomb ass chili over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Arnie, but there's it's there. And like people like me, they're in our movement. There's a lot of creator fans, believe it or not, and there's nothing wrong with fucking creator fans supporting each other. A lot of people talk about that. Fuck that. Like if there ain't nothing wrong with that. If people are creating and they want to fucking,
we were fans before we were creators, bro.
That's fucking fine, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's also the thing where like we need people to come in and read the books, and that we need people to like them and fucking hate them and talk shit on them. We need that.
Definitely.
A healthy, lush, juicy fucking comic book, American comic book, crowdfunding industry or just whatever the fuck it is. It needs to exist still, and for that to happen, we need these things to go down.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's I think people are getting more comfortable critiquing because before. It was like you were a hater. You were a hater. It's like, nah, man. And people are just, it's getting more comfortable. Because I remember back in the day, like this guy was really talking shit on Malin's book, but it was more like he was like, "I'm Christian, and this is too violent, and this and that." And I was like, "Bro, what are you doing, man? Like, like, why are you talking shit on Malin? Malin's cool. Malin helps out, but in actuality." My thinking should have been, okay, that's his point of view, point taken, validate it, cool, stamp it, all right, keep it moving. Exactly. Because that's valuable information for someone that's like, hey man, I'm Christian, I don't really want all that, so let me get something else, and let's keep people happy with what they want. What's up, Tim? Tim's cool, man. I get Tim's cool guy. Yeah.
Oh, Melvin.
Yeah. I got that in my email. I need to read it. I love digital too, by the way. So I'm so glad he did it.
Drop that in the chat. You wrenched up, Tim. So if you ever want to drop shit, go for it. As long as it ain't no fucking gross shit. But,
yeah.
But that's what they're there for. Promote your shit.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring it out. So there was a lot of things I did, and this was just funny, man. Like just fun, not funny, but fun, man. This was just fun. I was having fun again.
Yeah,
talking with Vince, and Vince is one of the guys that was on the panels, back in the day. He can still do panels too. He knows a lot, man. He used to work at it's been so long, but I want to say the Comic Inc. and like I think you were talking about it. Like you or someone was talking about that actually like went there, the comic book shop he was at. But yeah, man, it's been fun. And it was just like going back with Brian, because Brian we did the last goodbye together, and so it's like, hey man, like let's do this, like in a way I started with Brian, now it's like continuing with Brian, and
fucking dope,
and Brian's cool, man. Dude,
I love
just a family man. Thank you, bro.
I you know what I mean? And I do reviews. I don't fucking critique books. I review them, and I just talk about stuff I like about them, and I get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was one of the books that I liked, and I like talking about it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting seeing the reviews for that, because I'm like,
I get it. Knee-high, was it the Knee-high comic guy?
Yeah.
He's solid. I miss his videos. That guy.
I wonder where he went. I hope he comes back. We need people like him.
We need a lot of people like him,
Yeah, because he was just, I'm just gonna shoot it straight. I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to clout chase. I don't give a fuck. This is what it is, And he was pretty honest on it,
Yeah, and it's like, don't hate because you don't hate because you don't like this person. You know what I mean? Just judge the book by its own merit or by its own art form.
Yeah.
Or its own form of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, we need that. You don't like the book because you don't like the creator. That's fucking lame. You don't like the book because you don't like the book. We need more of that. You know what I mean? So we need a lot of that. If we get a lot of that, there'll be, a lot of shit going on. And if some people's books get butchered and fucked up, what's going to happen to that creator? Unfortunately, that creator is going to step up his or her game.
Or get the fuck out the way. You know what I mean?
Because they can't handle it. You know what I mean? Because
that's what it is.
I just think of all the people working in the bullpens, dude. You know what I mean? They didn't have what we had. We're actually kind of lucky in some regards.
Yeah.
We have social media. We have fucking Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We have all this shit at our fingertips. You know what I mean? Like Jack Kirby and all them, they didn't have that shit. You know what I mean? They had Stanley. Hey, that's a cool fucking character. Thanks. Yoink, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have none of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, a lot of people pay their dues. There was a podcast way back in the day. Kevin Smith was talking to Neil Adams, and Neil Adams was like responsible for a lot of the shit. A
lot of shit. There was a big documentary on Fat Man on Batman with Kevin Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking gone now.
Oh man, that was like it's gone.
The Capullo one's gone with Scott fucking Snyder. Before Scott Snyder got all fucking weird and started doing all stupid fucking fucking gay shit. Some of his fucking New 52 shit was pretty dope. It is.
Yeah. I like the Batman.
Was dope. Swamp Thing was dope. But he started doing some fucking lame ass cancel bullshit. Fucking.
That's
sad.
Stuck
his fucking nose in the comics and shut the fuck up. But
because I liked American Vampire too.
And I've heard good things about that. And there was another one called Stitched or something, like a prohibition, cannibal, like serial killer book that was really good. I think Stitched or something. It was a one-off. Yeah. My buddy Miguel let me borrow it. But yeah, man. Like we need, we definitely need that more of that. 100%.
But man, I'm sad if they took that down because that was so educational, man. The man's there speaking about, how he fought for to get the original art back, and all that shit, and
it's like, hey, excuse me, sir, where are you going with that? What? Well, I'm just taking it in the paper shredder. What the fuck do you want from me? It's like, no, you give me that back. No, that's the artist's artwork. That's their livelihood. So that X, he fought for the Schusters. He was ahead of the game with the digital coloring. He's like, I had to wait for comics to catch up with me, and I understand what he said. Even before he passed, I was buying his Dead Man books. I didn't get them all. Anyways, there was like a few, but each cover had something cool on it, dude, like a hologram or a glow in the dark, and I'm just like,
the story's just gangster. He's like in a bar, just drawing ladies like faces and using their makeup and stuff and this and that, and just like, dude,
I love this.
That fucking needs to be a biopic. That motherfucker is dope.
I loved his.
I met him. I met him too.
And I didn't think nothing about it either at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm gonna go. Hey, there's Guillermo del Toro over there. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go meet him later. And the wife's like, no, you can go meet him. You got to go meet him now. Go say hi to him now. I'm like, he'll be there. And I'm like, he never was. And then I saw, I'll go see Neil Adams. It was a time where he did like I think the Fat Man and Batman video was on, and I was buying. I was buying one of his books he was putting out. I forgot which one it was, and I think it might have been. I don't know. I think it was Dead Man or something, dude. And I had just picked up Batman Odyssey, and I really like that book. That was fucking dope, dude. It's like
he was a
fucking epic book, dude.
Yeah, he was an old school salesman though. Like he always had the trademark blue shirt, so it's Neil Adams.
The Carnival. I mean, you watched you listened to the podcast, right?
Yeah. And I have two funny experiences with Neil Adams. Like this is the time they set up the show. It's WonderCon and it's a Thursday, and they're setting up the show, and it says like, do not remove the equipment, and there was this stuff he needed, like a bar or something, and it was right there on the sign, and he's looking at me and my friend for approval, right? And I'm like, bro, you're Neil fucking Adams. Take that shit. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna tell you anything? Take that shit, bro. He's like, yeah, I should have. I was like, yeah, take that. Like, you need it for your boot. It was like those bars that with the the like a seatbelt shit,
line,
you know, for the lines,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, oh, I just need this. It was like an attachment, and I'm like, man, take that. You're Neil Adams, man. Like, you know who you are. And he was just like he's just such a nice, humble person. Like, I don't like, bro. They don't need it. They'll get another one, you know. And you know, it was just funny, you know. And then another, like, it was I went to go buy something, and he's cool. He's like, look, cool. You buy it from me, autographs free. You come here with the stuff you want me to sign, you know, I'll charge you for it. Unless you buy it from me, then I'll sign that shit too, you know. Yeah. So it's like, yo, you break bread with me, you're good, you know. If Makes you just come and try to make one, and I was like, that's beautiful, man. That's cool. So I bought some art prints and stuff. My mom was like, hey, buy something for my friend. She couldn't go to, you know, WonderCon, so buy something. So I bought that. And my mom was like mad, and she's like, "Oh, why'd you buy that?" And she gave it to her friend, or when she gave it to her friend, she's like, "Oh my God, do you know this is Neil Adams?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know that." Yeah, after my mom yelled at me, but the one crazy story is, I go to see Neil, right, and I'm getting the stuff, and my friend, he's a casual, but he's a nice casual, kinda, but he just has this habit of talking too much when he doesn't really know about stuff. And he's like, oh, this guy, like, he doesn't know Neil Adams is really right there. And oh yeah, I see the stuff, he's all right. Like, and his wife looks up, because his wife is, you know, he's drawing, his wife's there, you know, the combo team, you know. Yeah, she looks up and like, what? Like, you know, she's like, who is this motherfucker saying this shit? You know. And then you know, he's like, isn't he dead? You know, I'm like, no, man, he's right there. And he's like, oh shit. And his wife was like, fuck. And then so I get it signed. I'm like, hey man, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is before I had my own show. This is why I'm just a guest, you know. Yeah. When he was stealing stuff, that was after. But you know, I'm like, hey man, Neil, it's a pleasure to meet you. You know, like, because I know the podcast. You know, I was just like, you know, a huge fan of him. And then my friend, he wanted to say something, but he has a real bad stuttering problem. Oh, okay. So he says something, and he's like, blah, 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 and then Neil was like, what was that? And he's so polite. And then my friend's like, you know, like he basically, I had to translate for my friend. And I was like, he says that a girl at his school really loves your stuff, and she's gonna be jealous when he tells her that he met you. You know what I mean? I speak my friend, because I know my friend. You know, we've been buddies from 4th grade, but Neil Adams was just like looking at me, and there's just awkward moment, you know. Yeah. And, sometimes I want to call him up, like, hey man, remember that, you fucking asshole, when you ruined my beautiful moment with Neil Adams, you piece of shit, you fuck, you know. Yeah. But he's so polite, bro. That dude is like, you know, the old school guys that are just polite, like the Graham Nolans of the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. Graham is just, how could you no one can get mad at Graham. That dude is just the politest, just nicest person, bro. It's like, you know. Yeah. They've been through. Yeah, he had that same aura.
Seen it all, especially with comics, you know. I wonder, man, you got a favorite metal band? I know you don't listen to metal that much, but is there a band that you do like as far as metal goes?
Man, I just remember, okay, so don't laugh, and I don't mean to insult metal, okay? So, disclaimer. I just remember my friend was driving, and he was listening to Metallica, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I get it why you drive fast now. Because he's like, brr, 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 you know, I'm just like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, it is cool to go 90 when listening to this shit. It's nice, you know, it's fucking cool. I get it, you know? So, I was always intimidated with it. I was like, man. But then one of my friends was like, you can't go wrong. Just buy some fucking shit, like some death metal from Germany that's not even English. And, you know, people will think you're fucking cool. Like, oh, shit, you listen to that? You know, it's like, even if it sucks, you won't know. It's just like, brr, 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 brr. You know, it's like, it's going to invoke some emotion, you know? So don't even trip, you know? So,
yeah, but sometimes it's the music itself, you know, we can ignite a fire in you, you know?
Yeah.
Without the vocals even.
I don't really have one. I'll listen to some stuff. I'm like, oh shit, that's bad, you know.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, man. But I got your campaign up right here, man.
All right, let's look at it.
You could share it.
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
I'm really proud of a lot of things I did with this campaign. You know, making it 5, making it digital. You know, taking care of the vendors, man. You know, the comic book stores, man, the retail packs. You know, I'm really excited for that, man. I want people to make money off it. I want to, like, you go to a swap meet, you know, you can sell this to make some money, man, or give it out. You know.
Oh, definitely. You got a nice
That's
trailer
why.
right here, man. You want to play
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, that was my first time using Premiere Pro. So
that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this whole thing's been fun, man. You know, from my daughter coming up with the Mango character, inspiring me to just do this whole comic thing, man. It's been cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that character. What for, real quick, like what would be like a brief synopsis of the comic, without giving too much away?
So basically it's Val and Mango. They're swords for hire mercenaries, and they reunite with Amara, and she has a simple task for him because now Amara is working for the king of that land, and Valen can't really understand it because he's like, man, what, like, you follow orders? And she's like, you're a mercenary. All you do is follow orders. At least I get to, like, sleep in the castle, like, and get meat and shit. Like, fuck you, So all of them had different motives. Valen is like all about the coin. I want to stack it, like, because coin to him is like security. If I got coin, I'm good. If I got this, I'm good. Yeah. Mango, he's more like the gentle giant with the heart of gold. Well, I always shouldn't say gentle, but he has a heart of gold, and he's like very, like, you ever get with these like real huge guys that have like dry humor, like Andre the Giant. They said he like had a lot of dry humor, so I was just like, I want someone like that where he just has dry humor and he's kind of funny, but he's really just sarcastic. But he's a good person. But how he views stuff and gigs is like, okay, someone wronged you, so you want to pay me to make it right. So now it's my duty to make this right, to make these wrongs right, whatever it is. So that's like his motive. And Amara's motive is more of the status, like, I want to be known. I want to have that status of I'm capable of doing it. I don't want to be just for coin. It's not just about the coin. It's about the honor, the prestige, So Absolutely. They all collide in this story, and something happens, something goes wrong, and now they're on an adventure,
That's cool, man. Can't wait to read it. And then the book, it's $5. I was like, yeah, I want to get this book by Richard, man.
Yeah, it's $5.
$5. I was like, okay.
I remember. Yeah,
buy it. It's like $10 with shipping, and it's like, wow, it's fucking awesome, dude. That's like basically buying a comic book from the store and supporting.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That's why I wanted to be. Like, I remember talking to Yan when I did the Devill from Talon Flats, and he was like, hey man, can I talk to you? Like, actually, he's like, I backed your book, but man, that shipping is crazy, man. This and that, and I'm just like, I'm not in control of it. And then I was like, I'm thinking about just doing digital, And I remember too, I had what was it? I had like a digital price, or overseas comic price for that one, but it made more sense because it was like going for like 25, But I said, listen, $40 free shipping for international backers or something. And they were like, oh, that's pretty cool. And basically that $40 just went to shipping. You're getting the book for free. But I was still in that was like, as long as you're reading the book, we're good, you know?
Yeah.
But this one is like, you know, hey, I'll just give you the digital, man. Because here's the thing. I figure you get the digital. When volume 1 comes out, you'll probably pay for shipping. You know what I mean? That's how I see it, you know? And then I'll probably have a deal on that as well because the art's already paid for. So, you know, yeah, man, it's, I don't know. I got to figure that out. But right now I'm just, you know, $5 comic, 20 for 12. And, you know, the shirt and the comic, $25, man. That's what I was doing at the conventions years ago, you know?
Right.
So
can't go wrong.
You
with
literally
that.
get buying a shirt for $25, you're getting a free comic too. You know, it's just
dope. You go home, you're like, damn, put on some metal, put on some Amon Amarth or some fucking, you know,
yeah.
So any kind of metal, dude. It's fucking. You think of like, you know, fucking Blood and the Sword. You know.
Yeah.
Your artist. This is the same artist from Hard Goodbye, right?
Yeah, the last goodbye. Yeah, it's Brian Brindley.
Dude, he's fucking getting better and better. You know, it's always cool to see artists get better and better. You know, like Brian calls it leveling up. You know, and I see artists in our scene get better, and it's so fucking cool, man. Like, look at this badass fucking action scene. You know.
I get out of his way, bro. I just like
coming through with the fucking axe, and they're just like, dude, who's this artist? You know, and like, oh, it's the guy that did you know, Last Goodbye, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, he's leveling up too, man. Like, it's, you know, people tell me I'm leveling up too. It's cool seeing people like, in the movement kind of like leveling up a little bit. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see like what his next book looks like, and the book after that, and the book after that. You know what
I mean? Yeah, issue 2, man. He's gonna be on it. Yeah, it's the Last Goodbye. Like I said, that was like my first comic, and you know, that's been a while, you know. And the guy just does books, you know. Just I got to get in line to make sure, you know, because he's just like good, I said, like, he's a gunslinger, bro. He's a gunslinger. That's how
you get good too. That's like that. That's how you get good. Like, it's doing the panel.
Book. Yeah,
doing the paneling. So, you can do panels. You could draw anything. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to draw everything, you know?
Yeah.
And it could tell he really puts some, like, he really likes to draw this, you know? The fucking fantasy and swashbuckling.
He loves fantasy, bro. Like, if you're on his Facebook, he's already drawing pinups of fantasy. So I'm just like, fuck, dude. Why not get something like, you know what they're saying? If you're doing something you like, you're not working a day in your life. Like, I'm just, fun, you know?
Dude. It's fun.
So, yeah. So he's like, I'm like, what do you want to do with this? Like, it was funny. Like, the first conversation is like, do I get to draw boobs? And I'm like, yeah, no, because I was like, I don't want to tell him no, because then he's gonna charge me more, or, you know, like, fuck this, you know, get your own artist, get another artist, you know. But I kind of explained what it is and the meaning behind it and a lot of other stuff, and he's like, okay, cool, man.
When you're writing these characters, do you have an actor like in mind, like delivering the dialogue? Your head, or a multitude of actors, like, say, for Valen, is there anybody?
Like, Valen is I wouldn't say an actor, but like he's just a real cocky person that gets it done, you know. If anything, like, I think like tone and style, right?
Yeah.
And like, think of like a Mayweather, right? Like, people don't like Mayweather, right? And that's why it's like people don't like Valen, because he's freaking cocky. But people pay money to see Mayweather's head come off, and it never comes off.
Those are like those are the people. Those are the leaders, the fearless leaders that lead by the front. That they don't sit in the back, fucking Doritos on the you know, on the chair. You know, tell you what to do. They get in the battle and they go in head first with the axe. You know.
Yeah.
People, men want to go. They gravitate towards that, and they want to be like that, and they idolize that shit, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Those guys, they give off a kinetic energy around them. You know.
Well, it's like with Valen, like you see in the first 5 pages, like, he's joking around with Mango. Like, if you're his boy, you're his boy. You know, and I don't know. It's like, like, thinking like now, that is Valen really based off Mayweather? You know, because I know people that worked for Mayweather, and they said Mayweather really takes care of him. And like, he pays him cash, he pays him well, he gives him tickets, he takes care of him like very well. Like, you know, and like, my buddy was a videographer for him. You know, he's like, man, he takes care of you, man. He takes care of you. He's good to you. You're working. If you're on his team, you're family, bro. He's taking care of you. And that kind of like, I was like, okay, but if you're not in that and you're like a dick to him, you're gonna get this total asshole, arrogant son of a bitch, and like kind of almost like a Steve Austin too, just like remember Steve Austin? You're like, bro, the whole there's like 30 guys in the ring, and he's still gonna come out there, drink a beer, and just try to whip everyone's ass, and he'll get it done. That's Valen. That attitude, that kind of like. So I don't say like actor. It's more like that that kind of mindset. If anything, it would be like more like a Han Solo too, because Han Solo's like a badass that he gets it done, and he's a little I'd say more Han and Chewie, with these two, but Mango actually talks back and has a little humor, adds more to the dialogue,
When I see him, I think of what actor?
Kevin Sorbo. People told me Kevin Sorbo.
Really? I think of Carl Urban. Dredd. Carl Urban.
Oh yeah.
He's like perfectly like that's who I think of. When I was drawing him, I was thinking of Carl Urban. I wasn't drawing him like Carl Urban, but I was thinking of Carl Urban.
Yeah, I can see that. He's a badass actor too. He would do great.
More than qualified for a lot of. I always thought he'd been a good Batman.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
But Dredd, I just wanted to Dredd out of that motherfucker. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
loving this fight scenes, man. You already got more action in this book than some books I've backed.
I need to have it, bro. You need to have it. It's like listen,
comic, like that's what people want,
It's funny because I had a buddy, right? He's like a retired Hollywood agent, and I gave him The Last Goodbye, and he's like, I gave it to my kid, and he's like, gotta be honest with you, Rich.
It's a little too violent. Huh?
I didn't really like it that much. This kid's 10. Like, how you read it? I was like, I gave it to you. He's like, yeah, I was calm to give it to the kid. It just needs a little bit more action.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, man, like, of course, a real comic book. I should say real comic book. This is more like a graphic novel. Hey, what's up, Brian? And I was just like, well, you read it. And then he read it, and he's like, I get it. And then he gave it to his brother, who was like a executive.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I love it. Love it. Gave it to an actor who was his friend. All these buddies growing up. He's like, absolutely love it. It's great.
Yeah, dude, people love this shit, dog. Like people love, like, if fantasy and sword and sorcery is done right, like do it like Conan the Barbarian, or do it like Excalibur.
Yeah.
Do it like even.
Well, I was talking about they haven't read this one, so I want to see that. But they were talking about Last Goodbye, I gave it to my son. So I was like, well, let me give something that he could give to his son.
Okay.
And that he would like too. So that's the thing. It's like if I could hit the younger demographic and then the older demographic,
Sometimes like for the kids, like the new generation, we kind of just gotta give them the comic. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we gotta sell it to them a little bit, like vocally. You know what I mean? Because they're more into video games. You know what I mean? And Lucky manga too, for Lucky. So it's kind of like, hey, just why don't you read it? Just read it. Look at the pictures. Just try it out. It's like getting our generation to read books.
Yeah.
No, we're in the movies and in the comic books.
Dude, when I was little,
I don't fucking read. But I'm reading like I've been reading. You'll hear me probably for 5 years. I'm reading the same fucking book, Solomon Kane. I don't read, dude. I'm either working or I'm fucking drawing, dude. So I have to literally like plan out time, for me to read, just like set aside time to read. And it has to be, and my reading time goes to comic books. Like I'm going to read and do a review on a book. That's what I'll do if I read. So it's kind of hard.
I had a lot of my reading was audiobooks because I had a long commute, So, yeah, man, it was, I got a lot of good books that way, So, I saw that, Brian. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Brian backed it the other night when we were chilling. I think it was Monday.
Cool, man.
That week went by quick, man. You hear that thunder tonight? Like about an hour or two ago?
No, I'm way by like Arizona now. So
you're ways out.
Yeah, I'm closer to Arizona than I am California. I'm in California, but I'll put it this way: I'm closer to
the zone.
I'm closer to Phoenix than I am Los Angeles.
That's crazy. Like everybody I know, like there's a whole like the California exodus. Like everybody left. All the books and whatnot. Fucking everybody I knew, like from my last job, they all went to Arizona, dude. Like back in the day,
You love Arizona, bro. Like I put it this way: I go to Phoenix, bro, man, it's like LA but clean. You know, and I don't think it's that many people. That's why, you know, because LA has a lot of people and stuff. But I mean, I love LA too, man. But
like when I looked at the houses that were out there, I'm like, oh, they're all fucking like motorhome looking ass houses, you know. And now I'm looking inside these motorhomes with granite countertops and like, dude, fuck it, like it looks fucking awesome. Like I need to go out there and get a motorhome like that, you know. Fuck.
So like Phoenix is little. But if you go to like Prescott and all that other stuff, man, beautiful houses, bro. It looks like fucking Rancho Cucamonga out there. It's like beautiful.
Then another buddy of mine got some crazy house like out in the middle of nowhere, like up in the Sierra Nevadas. Like he got like a house that was like
part of like Dracula's castle.
That'd be awesome. Part of some prospecting village or some shit, you know. And he was like literally like the only him and his family, and he's strapped up. He moved out there like fucking 7 years ago. And then another dude, they're all out there.
Arizona, hey, people are real polite, courteous. Just everyone's strapped. You know what I mean? It's like it's cool. You know, you go to Walmart, everyone's strapped, everyone's polite, everyone's chilling, everyone's like minding their business, but at the same time aware. You know, just nice. You know, And hey, bro, they got sports gambling out here. You can shoot dice out here. It's like you don't even have to go to Vegas. You live in Arizona, man.
You're like border hopping back and forth, huh? Like basically,
gas is cheaper, bro. Like
you drive back and forth, right? And you literally live on the border.
Well, yeah. I'm 2 exits away from the border, so it's like, you know, I go over there. Gas, I don't know. I think gas was like $3.40.
Crazy. Yeah, it's like 7 over here.
340, 320, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I fill up, you know. That's why I gotta drive the family. You know, we're going to Rialto. I'm like, man, give me Christmas gifts, give me gas cars. That shit's fucking far, man.
So you're like 4 hours from here, then, right? About 4 hours.
Yeah, about 2. Like it takes me like I want to say 2 to get into like Riverside, proper Riverside. Probably Corona, 2 hours to get in Corona, depending on what freeways. Because I can take. Yeah,
like you're like 2 hours from Dillard's house. That fool Dillard lives pretty. I went to Dillard's house. He was pretty close. He lives about an hour from me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You got a favorite movie, Richard? I gotta ask.
Man, I got like top 5. I would say. Braveheart.
Fire him off. What?
Braveheart.
All right, I'm gonna finish, but I got something for you for after that.
Because that movie, I remember that movie. Man, it changed me. Like it was like I understood film and movies.
Fucked me up in a lot of ways, you know.
Yeah, but it was like Braveheart was like, bro. Like I remember I was like, "Is Braveheart good?" My friend was like, "Yeah, it's all right." We went to go see it, and I was like, I don't know, like maybe a teenager, barely a teenager, coming in to be a teenager.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit, I get it. Like I never had art, movie or anything create that feeling, that impact, you know, which was like, fuck, you know, that was an experience, you know?
Yeah.
And then Pulp Fiction, I just, man, I can watch that over and over, just the dialogue, even talking about, you know, he's like, yeah, man, I got my, like, it's funny. I got friends that we would quote lines. He's like, yeah, man, I can massage feet. I got my technique down. I don't even be tickling or nothing, you know. Just you know, and like when you feel that sting, that's pride. Fuck pride, you know. It's just like I love it, man. It's just it's just you know, like do you know what I had to do to get that? Do you know what he had to do to get that grant, that watch? You know, it's just there's so much goodness in that movie, and then
that's his best movie. Best movie.
And then I have some like just memorable ones, you know, but those two really are like
your favorite.
You know, yeah. When it comes down, those ones always compete, but you know, that I can remember right now, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like it's funny. Like I'm gonna put this poll out on Twitter, but a lot of people that come on, dude, their favorite movie is Gladiator. You know.
Yeah.
And I prefer Braveheart to Gladiator. I know you can't compare the two, but you kind of can in some ways. There's some similarities. They're both swashbucklers. They both have like the family taken from them, and it's revenge movies, and they're both kind of like having to deal with the the government, the kings or the Caesar, and so I'm gonna put the poll up maybe tomorrow night. So what movie you like more? And I guarantee you the Gladiator is gonna be like probably 75%, and then the Braveheart's
well, I like Gladiator. That was good, but
I love me some
Braveheart
Gladiator.
was just like, man, bro, it's like,
yeah, dude,
the motherfucker went hard, like it's just,
it was gorier too. I'm sorry, like when they're hitting the battles, dude, there's fucking chopping off arms and that full tomato soup cans that dude's head with the hammer.
Yeah. And it was crazy because Bill Bellamy, he was at MTV and he was on set of Braveheart, and he was showing all like the axes and stuff where they had a blood switch in there. So if you hit, it looks like it was blooding you, but it was really just putting blood on you. And the special effects team, it's all practical effects, and you're just like, fuck, man.
I love me some Mel Gibson too, dog. Like I still got, dude. I gotta watch.
Badass, bro.
Like, I'm gonna try to do a Metal Movies and Brewskis live on Monday, but one of the topics I'm gonna be doing is talking about some of that stuff.
Gibson, man, he's from like Lethal Weapon to like popping the shoulder back in and shit like that. Like he just has some just classic moments.
Patriot and the Braveheart, dude. Fucking Mad Max, fucking dude. Like I always pictured, whenever I thought of Wolverine, I always thought, Mel Gibson, man. Like that would be my top choice, Like back in the
I can see that
home and Braveheart era.
Yeah,
that would have been like the Logan. That's who I see, And then he got swole, like swole juiced for
Those Hollywood dudes aren't juiced. They're not having a test for USADA. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like why not?
He got swole. I mean, that full Razorfish put the picture out, but I remember when when that came out, when he was doing the Expendables 3, dude was fucking huge. I was like, damn. Like, and
that's what they always say about Stallone, now that Rocky
everybody takes steroids. It is what it is. Fuck it,
It's what's it called? Oh yeah, Tim says I'm gonna pick a fight. Yeah, I mean there's some classic lines in Braveheart.
It's my island. The other dude from Ireland. This classic character,
So the Lord says, he'll protect me, but you're pretty much fucked. It's like
and I don't know, man. Like I want to do an Irish like folklore like fucking swashbuckling book. Like I've done some research, and that's in the cards for me. Like I want to do that. I want to do a St. Patrick Snake Slayer book.
Hey, that'd be cool.
And it's gonna have Scottish and Celtic and Pictish and different stuff in there, folklore. But I don't know what story I want to tell, because there's a lot of different things I want to do. And there's other.
Oh yeah, that's what it says. The Lord says he can get me out of this, but he says you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah, like that movie. I don't know, man. Like they're both sad, but and I think like Braveheart came out first.
Yeah.
And back when that came out, I was just like, man, are these fools jocking Braveheart a little bit? Like I just felt like that, but I was just like, nah, this is its own thing. I mean, obviously it's Rome and this is Scotland, right? Duh.
Yeah.
But I just felt that like some of the beats, like you were kind of, I don't know, but I was tripping.
I liked when just crazy scenes. Remember when he gets mad and just throws his fucking son out the window?
Yeah.
Oh no, his son's boyfriend out the window. Just
his boyfriend. He's like,
toughen up, bitch.
He's like, what is your current stance on this current situation?
Yeah.
he's like,
no.
Knuckle pulls out the knife. He's like, and he runs after him.
And
then he kicks him or something, and he's like, yeah. And then that fool like Wallace gets the lady, and then a lot of like historians are like, fuck that movie, it's not historically accurate, you motherfucker.
It's a good movie. Yeah, I mean I can separate it,
Like, well, I mean they do that a lot too. They've been fucking up what's his name a lot recently for I mean, speaking of Glad, Ridley Scott. They're like, oh, and then he's just like,
bro, it's not a documentary. I gotta put asses in seats,
He's like Napoleon. He's like, fuck off, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And at his age, I'd be like the same way too. I'd probably be like,
the check cleared, suck my dick, Like,
I mean,
and Ridley Scott's one of my favorites, though, man.
Fuck yeah, no, for reals, dude. I like his movies. And
whoever he gets for set designs is always like Alien, right?
Blade Runner,
like Alien looked lived in. It looked so good, dude.
So good, and fucking. I even liked his Robin Hood, not as much as but dude, Kingdom of Heaven was the shit.
Yes.
Under the fuck rated. Like that's a movie
Oh
that
God,
people are
that
trying
was
to
one
like,
of the.
have you ever seen Kingdom of Heaven? Like, dude, that movie, like a lot of fools are coming out like on
I bought
YouTube.
that first when I got a Blu-ray. I fucking ran and got that.
And you haven't seen like a Templar movie like that. Like they still haven't cracked the Templar. Like they did that movie, like I think Nightfall or the TV show Nightfall. But we need more Templar shit. And that was like, do you know who that prince was in there with the fucking leprosy mask or had leprosy with the mask? You know what actor that was?
Oh man,
I couldn't figure it out. I knew who the voice was, but the whole time I know who it is. But I mean,
it was
a big actor too.
I know he played the Hulk.
Yeah,
in the second Hulk. Yeah, Edward Norton. He also was married to Selma Hayek.
Yep, and Mark Hamill was in there. He was trying to bring balance to his soy sucking beach landmail performance with the bullshit.
I remember
because he was pretty solid in the fucking Nightfall. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see Mark Hamill in Nightfall, because he's an aged Templar knight, like putting on his fucking putting on one of his like voices that he had from like all the cool like voice acting work. He actually does it now. He's like night, and you see him in fucking Luke Skywalker.
I remember Mark Hamill. He said something when The Last Jedi came out. And or The Last Skywalker, whatever the second one.
He's been kind of teeter-tottering on a lot of shit.
And
it's fucking say something, dog,
But he said something to where it's like it was actually critical of Rian Johnson,
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, maybe this isn't. Like, talk about the character. Then all of a sudden he went like the total SJW. So I was like, hey, he got that night letter, bro, or whatever it was.
There's a lot of that. Like some people are like, they have like a SJW fucking woke hat that they take on and off when the time is right. It's like, where the fuck were you, fucker? Like 5 years ago.
He said that right when the movie came out, and then after that, he's been towing the line. I was like, hey,
it's like me, like I'm a Christian, so I kind of like forgive people, but I don't really forget. Depending on what the of like thing that they did. I don't hold shit either, and sometimes I don't fucking remember. I need to be reminded sometimes of the stupid shit people say. But it's just like, dude, people need to grow a fucking spine, and they need to stick up for themselves and stick up for their art. You know what I mean? And they just need to they need to eat crow sometimes, or eat tuna or something. Like fucking move on. What's the worst that could have happened? He gets fired and has to go and be a fucking stage director in high school or something. Fuck it. It's what it is, bro.
Guys get used,
they get comfy, they get cozy,
they get used to a certain lifestyle. They get used to certain perks.
There's
those are hard to give up.
There's a term that I think I coined, but I'm not sure because I think it sounds pretty good. But what is it? An artist if artist is no longer starving, he is no longer hungry.
I like that. That's a good quote.
So they get lazy and they don't give a fuck.
You see that though. Like money. It's like it either brings out the true you or changes you.
Yeah.
Like 50 Cent had a quote. He said, "If money didn't change you, you didn't make enough money."
Yeah, that's true.
Money always will change you. For the good, sense. For the bad. Who knows?
But, you got a favorite drink, Richard?
Drink?
As far as alcoholic beverage goes?
Ooh.
And if not, then what else do you drink? Because some people come on. I always ask them. It's Metal Movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My go-to was always like Coors Light. You know what I mean? That's just like the casual. I have that in the fridge. The
river beer.
But dude, I went to Vegas, right? And I'm not too big on the liquors. Yeah. I'm just usually a beer guy here and there. Especially with kids, man. I gotta maintain. But this time I was at Vegas. I said, what should I get, man? Asked the bartender. He said, what do you want? I said, I don't know, recommend something. I'm in Vegas, bro. What do you want? Or what should I get? He's like, what do you like? I was like, well, whiskey. I'll just say whiskey. He's like, Gentleman's Jack, And I had Gentleman's Jack, and I was like, I like this.
It's okay. A bourbon, right?
Yeah. I was like,
that's what I got right here. I got this Winco for fucking like $12 or some shit. It's called Rebel 100.
50
proof. And I was talking to ID Crisis. He's like, yeah, you got a good price for that. This place, Winco, I don't know if you have them over there, but it's like an employee-owned kind of food for less. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they got crazy.
No, I haven't. They had one in Norco when we moved. But
there, I'm like, and just the prices are insane. Like it's fucking crazy. I go to the one in North Long Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, man. But
it's
you could check out your. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, it's Now you said North Long Beach. I'm like, you changed my question. I totally forgot. I was like, oh shit, have you gone to the aquarium? Like,
I've been down there. It's been on the back burner, dude. Like, so I've been down there. There used to be a comic book store there. I used to like go down there. The comic book store got closed down. They got like because the dude that had a comic store there. Then he moved to a different spot. Then he moved to another spot. Then he moved to a different spot. And like I would follow him on Twitter or on Facebook. And nice guy, man, nice guy. And then just so randomly, like I went on there and he posted up, was like, yeah, we're closing our 4th shop. I'm like, fuck, dog.
This fool had like what shop was that?
Oh, I forgot the
Jeffries.
No,
the Jeffries comic.
I think the last shop is there's a black dude. I think it was called Black Star Comics or some shit.
Oh, Black Star Comics is closing.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And he was just a nice guy. I think he was like a paramedic.
That's
like EMT
that's
driver.
sad.
He was trying to open a fucking comic store, and they're putting out all this crap. You know what I mean? Like, and he can't even, and just the audience bounced, dude.
Hey, they were doing good. Remember that one dude that
they fucking shit, dude. They fucked it up, bro. Like they needed to have cool comics out, man. Like all the movies were out. They needed to be like simpatico. You know what I mean? They had a good hook too, man. Like they dropped the ball with Blade. They fucked with Wesley too. Like they should have came in there and I always thought about that. Like I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like because the new Blade movie coming out and everything. And I regard Blade as like the pinnacle of Marvel's movies. Blade 1 and 2. Those are my favorite. That was like the best. And it hadn't even started yet, the fucking MCU. And I'm like, damn, they fucked over Wesley pretty bad. Like they should have brought him back and started making started a new trilogy or something, dude.
I wonder if Wesley's old though. We just don't know yet.
Well, I don't know. Like for me, like, well, I mean, I told you my concept for Blade right on the last show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Michael J. White.
Oh yeah, that would have been. That dude's amazing. That's so sad, man. I'm sad to hear that because I remember they were doing really good, and that dude that remember had that shit with Ethan was like, oh, psycho, like I'm gonna go to your house and blow your brains out,
Which one? That one guy. Oh yeah.
Because he had a shop in Long Beach,
Yeah, I never went there.
Now.
I never went there.
It was that guy. It was so sad because prior to Trump, that dude was cool, So I guess he
make people nuts. Like they get fucking ignorant to him. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, he's just fucking and they're like, oh, like this guy. I'm like, well, this guy you're talking about's been in the fucking government for 50 years. What the fuck has he done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to give money to support this guy. Well, you're gonna give it to this fucking pedo instead. That's been there 50 fucking years. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Weird.
Worst case scenario, Trump's gangster or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather give it to a fucking Molotov cocktail than these fucking cocksuckers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? At least he's doing things and he has like shit that he's changed, and so I don't know.
And he tries to stick to his word, at least, even though his word
receipts, even Chris Rock and fucking Dave Chappelle, like they talk about his receipts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into politics too much. I mean, but it is what it is. Like it. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I just get a little irritated about that. But
yeah,
man, it just sucks.
Especially when it's done to the comics. But that dude, he got to close his shop, and Black Star bought the collection.
Oh, all of his inventory.
Yeah. So they bought it. I was like, oh shit, they did that. That's cool. So
that fool was nuts, dog. That's why I was like, I ain't fucking going over there because like there was a minute when I was trying to get my books in as many shops around here as possible. There's a ton of shops around here, bro. Within driving distance, there's like fucking 20 shops, bro. And I got my book in I went to 10 shops. I got my book in 6 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is before I even joined Comicsgate, and I was Comicsgate. It was just getting my floppies in there. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because that dude, like I said, I follow that dude online, and he wasn't like that. He was cool, and we even had private messages where he's like, you know what?
Shit, that's crazy.
If Ethan if someone came in and wanted Cyberfrog, I'm gonna go get Cyberfrog for him. I would help him out. You know what I mean? And he loved Fraga and all that. You know. And these are like private conversations, and then all of a sudden he went at me like publicly.
Oh,
and
I'm
just like, yeah, it was nasty on Twitter, talking about like it was when that lemonade shit came, and he was like, "Come to the store, I'll fuck you up." Blah blah.
I remember he wanted to like fucking kill Ethan Van Sciver and shit, right? That motherfucker.
And I'm like, bro, calm. I was like, calm down. Well, the guy was suffering from alcoholism, so I have some like, you know, some, I guess, grace or tolerance towards him. But, you know, it came to really just I just called him up and we talked, and, you know, I'm just like, bro, listen, this is the facts of the situation, you know. And it like when I talked to him, I was even more mad, because now you're not pretending to be this fucking lunatic that you present online. You're actually, because like I really wanted to go and hurt him. You know what I mean? It was like, but I'm like, I can't, because like I know how this shit works, bro. You already, it's evidence. Anything happens to you, I'm getting blamed, because I know, you know. And he's been on record of like snitching on people. Like he even went to court dressed as a superhero. So if I do anything to him, he's gonna go to court. You know, I already know how this shit go, man. So
be careful, dude. People like,
I'm just like, you know what? You're mentally unstable. I just like, listen, man. Just let's stop, gentlemen. You know, we'll just stop, bro. Just stop all this, you know, because you know it was it will push me to that, because he was like, oh yeah, you're in Corona. That's not too far. I was like, bro, I live in Corona with my kids, bro. You come over here, it's gonna be fucking horrible. It's gonna be a horrible situation, you know.
Yeah.
So stay over there with your kids and be happy.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm gonna stay over here, and we're gonna be happy, and that's what it's gonna be. But you know, I know he like was suffering from alcoholism, and he worked on it, and suffering from anger issues, and he worked on it, and I'm happy for him. Like I said, like, like I too am Christian, like, you know what I mean? You know, oh no, like you know, he worked on it. Cause I'm like, dude, you got like a 10-year-old or 13-year-old kid, bro, that needs you to be a father figure, you know, and
you gotta be a man and shit.
Yeah. So I think he's doing a lot better. So I you know,
that's good.
All that is like cool, man. You know, if I see him at a convention, like, bro, you all right? You good? I'm good. You good? You know, and that's what it's gonna be. You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's not, bro, shit. It won't be the first time. It won't be the first time. Like, bro, I'm comfortable in conflict, bro. Like, man, like, you know.
Well, I mean, for your profession, you know, you got to be.
Yeah. I mean,
I was thinking we could go over the tiers real quick.
Yeah. So digital comic. Yeah.
$5 digital comic.
That's for my digital lovers and overseas.
Over there in Australia.
Yeah, man.
That's fake Australian.
Yeah. Shout out to Bancroft, man, for letting me open up on the channel, man.
Oh yeah, Bancroft's the homie, dude. Fucking he's the man, dude. Fucking
he never like
how many people launched their fucking books on his stream, dude. Ain't nobody out there doing that but him.
He that's what I say about Bancroft. He grows, but he never changes.
No, like, you know, he's been a pretty much, you know,
fucking solid bro.
Guy. Like hasn't got fucking, you know, whatever. Hasn't changed really. You know,
it was funny because I'll tell you, I messaged him. I'm like, hey man, I would love to launch on your stream. That would mean a lot, because you know I failed with the you know talent flats, and I would like to bring this to you. It meant something to me, you know, to launch on that stream. And I was like, but I've been kind of,
it's a big show.
I listened to the night letters, you know, with Ethan and stuff. I was like, but I've been kind of going back, and I know, you know, I don't want. He's like, bro, I don't give a shit about that. I'm Switzerland, you know, like it's,
that's how I am, dude.
Shit,
I'm Swiss Burke. You know what I mean? Like I can, like all my friends hate other people, and then those people that they hate, like I have no problem with, or I'm cool with. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't. I'm fucking Switzerland, just like Bancroft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like literally, like, dude, there's some people fighting and then making up and and I'm just like, whew, I try to just fucking be like, that, you know what I mean? Dodging these motherfuckers' bullets and shit. So they can have arguments and do what they got to do and shit. You know, that's fine.
I critique behavior, bro. I'm like, that's not cool. That's not cool if you did it, and that's not cool if you did it. But other than that, if you don't do that, you're cool. Like, I don't give a shit, but
everybody does though, man. It's just human nature. People are just going to do that. You know what I mean? And people are going to make up. People are going to fight. And as long as the thing is like people don't fucking hold grudges over comic book shit too long. You know what I mean? That shit's that shit's soy. The people need to move on, and we need to grow as a fucking.
Like I would never want to
motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I would never want to stop someone from making comics. You know what I mean? Yep. Like I wouldn't want someone to go out of business. You know what I mean? But I just like that behavior is bullshit. That's not cool because it's not cool for the whole community, the whole scene. That's how I feel about it.
Well, you got to speak a voice, man. You can't be quiet either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
that's how things are. That's how things got to go in a community. And we are in a fucking community. Is what it is. Like the term community, it's a fucking community. I'm sorry. And it's a network, and it's a fucking movement, and it's a comics gate, and it's a fucking Iron Age. It is, and it's also a community, dude. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, we got the physical comic right here. It's $5. $5.
I love it. Yeah.
Digital bundle. That right there.
Yeah. So
buy on there.
Yeah, I don't have much, if any, of the Last Goodbye. I gotta see if it's, they're in the garage, right? I don't know what that looks like, so I don't want to say I have any Last Goodbye. So you
might have a couple, and at some point, dude, when you get down to your like last stock of first print runs,
I'm gonna keep them.
Valuable, dude. Like, especially if you're a person that's around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how to put this, but like, say if you're around, right, and you just have like a comic book and you're around and you're like on YouTube and you're putting out new books and you just kind of keep making books and you're kind of keep surviving, your shit's going to be worth money eventually, just because you've been in the fucking industry, you've been around, people are going to know who you are. You just kind of by proxy become like a creator that's known. And so your stuff's going to be worth money. And if you're around, your shit's going to get better. You know what I mean? I think that's just what's going to happen,
It's staying in the game. That's what it is.
Stay in the game, and then your stuff's just going to be worth money, no matter what.
It's mentally and financially. You got to stay in the game.
Yeah,
and it's like mentally financially.
Like in right now, like I don't know, it's and it
they help each other out, because if you're strong mentally, then you think of new ideas to help you financially, and if you financial, like you sell a lot and there's extra money, then your mental capacity is at ease and you can be more creative. So it's like they work together, or they work against you, if you're not taking care of both of them, they're working against you.
And like for me, like I'm doing pretty cool right now. Like I'm getting to a spot where I want to be, like in this movement that we're in, right? But like one day, I like this week, I was just like, "Fuck, do I want to do this anymore?" Do I want to just quit?
You have those conversations with yourself,
but I don't. I get those like maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times a year. You know what I mean? And then it'll go away. And I was just like thinking, like, damn, do I want to do this?
It's the holidays, bro. Because it's like, man, do I want to do this, or do I want to just chill and refresh and recharge for the holidays? Just be around family.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, man. Because I was thinking about my kids. Like, damn, and I'm just like, damn, do I want to keep doing this? And then I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Fuck that. I'm gonna keep on doing it.
If anything, like what helps me is I'm building IP for the family. Building IP, that I could say, hey, take this when I die, sell it, partner up, license it. I
was like, hey, I got these like characters. I make one day, like they might be something, they might not, but you guys are welcome to do whatever the fuck you want with them, and when I die you can have them.
Reprint hire someone to write them, hire someone to draw them, reprint,
yeah, exactly.
So my daughter and son be drawing, like my daughter drew Mango's mom and his little brothers, and I just Mango's mom, it's funny, his little alligator with like eyelashes. I was like, I show her this, and she comes and she draws her own like little comics. And then this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, and
whole
she
story.
Got creative. Yeah, bro. She's like, look at that. I drew you as a carrot because you had a carrot and then you became a carrot and now you're sad. And it's just me with like this carrot with glasses and a sad face. So I'm like,
I mean, how old are your kids? Like
6 and 5. My daughter's 6. My son's 5.
So I got a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old. You know what I mean? And it's like for me, like the main thing is just like trying to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their life. You know what I mean? Because I figure like for me, like that was the hardest thing, dude. Like I could never figure out what I wanted to do. You know? And I mean, I always wanted to draw comics, but like that was never like an option really. Like I always felt like, yeah, that's I don't know, it's just kind of weird, you know, like we're not gonna make money or I don't know.
Yeah.
But that or playing metal, and that's a pirate lifestyle. You know, you can't really
that
being in a band, it's a pirate lifestyle.
I got like I'm trying to show them options, you know. So I got my 9 to 5, then I do my comic, then I do my video editing, and then I do my shirt pressing. So it's like, what do you guys want to do? Because I'm doing all this, you know.
Well, at least it's
not limited
to. At least
to
you're showing an entrepreneurship and a hardworking man.
Yeah,
so coming home to that.
But they all complement each other, so that's what it's like, you know, where it works, you know. So
that's fucking dope, dude. And like I asked her, I'm like, what do you want to do? You know, and like some years she changes her mind. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I want to be this, or like I want to be a veterinarian, or I want to do this. I'm like, all right, well, you know, you're gonna have to like, you know, there's pretty puppies. You know, you might have to cut them open or something. You know what I mean? And like that's they might get a boo boo. You know, and that's something you want to do. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, because I don't know. It's weird, man. But I'm just like, Daddy's always going to be there no matter what. You know, like I'm always going to be here. You ever need anything, you need somewhere to go, you're always welcome at home. Always. Daddy's always going to be there for you. You know, I'm never going. I just
remember I had stupid ass ideas when I was a kid. You know, I'll give you one of the ideas I had,
wanted to be
bro.
James Bond, dude. I wanted to be a spy. Yeah, I remember like that was one of the things.
I had a like, I'll tell you the most stupidest things that I can remember. One, I wanted to be a hockey player, but I didn't even know how to skate or rollerblade.
But hey, did you ever learn though?
No, I mean I learned and then I broke my ankle. And then I was like, okay, you know, or I broke my foot.
But I noticed like with like 90% of shit like out there to do, all you need is 2 years and you could become like a beginner or like fucking the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's about hours.
Learning how to draw. You know what I mean? I always thought draw like, dude, anybody can draw. It's a skill. It's a job. You know what I mean? It's a trade. And like from Kirby, you know what I mean? Like if you want to draw, then you fucking draw. You get up and you draw every fucking day. You know, like no, that's true. That's true. And you study, and then you know the people that are naturally artistic, they're gonna have ideas and cool poses and cool ideas and things that might pop up.
You learn that,
That's cool. They're gonna naturally have that. But then there's also like people that don't have that, but they could learn with hard work and they could fucking draw. Like they'll get it if they do it every day. And same thing with like playing guitar and musicians too. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
I think writers and artists. I think they're. I think writers are artists too. I really do. I think they're. I mean, I don't know if. I think.
No, yeah, it's a different craft.
It's a craft, but it is artistic in my opinion. Same thing with music and drawing and painting and whatever the fuck. Like they're all art, dude. You know.
Yeah.
So I think they go hand in hand, and I think if you know that, and I think art and music, like again, we were talking like to come full circle, they're all beats and rhythms. So if you can understand the beats and rhythms, it's all like with your brain and your fingertips. So if you're writing in that, and you're throwing the strokes, and you're fucking playing guitar, you're hitting the drums. Drums, I think, are hard because you're doing multiple things at the same time. Drums are extremely hard, and that takes a barbarian. Like, there's got to be some Neanderthal DNA, like in a drummer, or just some barbaric DNA in there.
Or just
you literally
rhythm.
Well, that and just to beat on something, you know, like to physically get something and hit something. You know what I mean? Like that takes like some form of barbarism just to do that. Like it's a I've talked about that on multiple streams. Like, dude, because we'll talk about drummers, dude, like metal drummers and shit. Like, my dad's a drummer; he's a syncorated jazz drummer. So I'm just like, dude, it's got to take like something off, you know, like just to hit the drums, like just to beat on something, like something in the head. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? And then you go, okay, well, yeah, dude, all right, that's cool, bro. But what about the beat, bro? Like, what about the off beats and the cool little beats? I'm like, in the fucking jazz.
Yeah.
That's another concept. I'm just talking from the bass.
Yeah, with your feet moving, your whole body has to be in rhythm. And
it helped my dad. My dad actually he had brain tumors, so like when he after his first brain surgery, that helped him fucking learn how to use the other side of his body because he couldn't use the right side anymore, so he used the left side. Then he came back, and then he could write with his left and his right.
Dang.
So it's like a cool thing to do for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the retail bundle right here. It's $25.
Take care of those stores, man. We were
talking about the stores for a minute. You
yeah.
know? And then
I mean, there's so, and I had so much good memories in stores,
dude.
Like I remember,
oh man, the fucking shit talking, the banter.
I walked out of a store and I didn't pay. We had a good conversation about. We were talking about at the time. This is like I want to say season 3 or season 4 of The Walking Dead. So Kirkman was like a fucking god at the time, and then we were talking about like, okay, does Kirkman have McFarlane money, or does what is he at? Because and then we were having that discussion, like, I don't know. Well, he is running this and this and that, and and
I don't think so.
Comics are selling. And I was like, but the toys and this and that. But he's like, what do you have, Skyline and this and that? And it was just a good conversation. I walked out, I forgot to pay, and I called back. And I'm like, hey, did I pay? And he's like, no, I was just I was hoping you would come back. I'm like, I'm gonna be right back. I came back. I'm like, Jeremy, it was a Comic Madness. So if you're out there in Chino, man, go say hi to Jeremy. But I came back and he was like, bro, anytime you're in here, 10%, I got you, bro. And I was like, thank you, man. You don't have to. I came back, paid for it. Good dude, man. Good dude. And I remember this other one. Did you ever go to a place in Huntington Beach off of I want to say Huntington or Newport, but I think it's Huntington, off of Beach, Comics Unlimited. It was like in this shopping strip thing, right by the 405.
I meant to
right
get
by
my
that mall.
I meant to, dude.
Right by the 405. There was like a BJ's, but then like you go down and around the way.
I know where that.
Yeah, right by the 405. Well, there was. It's not there anymore.
Somewhere else.
But
But I know Comics.
I went in there.
Oh, I think I did go in there, bro.
Guy was cool. He looked like the comic book dude from The Simpsons, but then he was like, he lost a lot of weight. And I was like, how'd you lose weight? He's like, I'd still go in and out. I just don't buy the fries.
I did go in there. Cool. Yeah, and they had my books, dude. They took my books.
Yeah. Now they moved to like
they're out like in Nebraska. They're in
exactly.
And they took my Butch Lever with them. Hopefully,
that's cool, man.
Someone, and
like
he let me put my books in there, and
bro, that was the store I went into when I wanted to get back into comics, and I went in there, and he's like,
Huntington Beach. That's like Westminster right there.
Yeah. And he was like, he literally walked me around the whole store and showed me the whole thing and talked about this comic's good, huh?
Yeah, pretty big store too.
Yeah, it was nice. And then, like in the back, they had this little desk where he could just sit
up there and drink this big ass soda, this big old fucking gulp soda.
Yeah, have shorts, tuck a shirt in, but it's all good.
Yeah. That was the fool. Yeah, I remember him.
He's a good dude.
Oh man, he was.
But I was like, I want more owners like that, because he would just walk me around like, "What do you like?"
That reminded me of that guy that was on the video a little bit. Like,
yeah. And I watched that Comic Palace for a minute.
I subscribed to that fool. I was like, "Motherfucker, sub, dog, sub."
Yeah.
Reach, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's always been like that. Like when even before I wrote comics, I would follow that. I just so into comics. I want to be totally just just surrounded by it. I want to be on the YouTubes. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to see behind the scenes. I just loved it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Glenn's always been like that. He fucking doesn't give a like, he's gonna say his opinion. He'll hear you, but he's gonna say his, and that's gonna be it.
Right.
Either you agree with him or you can, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. He doesn't mean to hurt people's feelings. And under that store, they have a basement where they just have racks of just old school comics that sometimes, I guess, if I remember right, some guys will go under there, like customers, and they could go digging. He's just like, I guess really? Privileged customers. Yeah. If I remember right.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I might have that confused with Comic Book Men too, because I was watching those shows at the same time. But I think it was his. He was just like showing it. And And I think it was on a different channel because I remember the intro being like Goodfellas.
Oh, really?
You know, when they're not Goodfellas, but Casino. Remember when they have they're smoking cigarettes and have their hand in front of their mouth so you can't see them?
Yeah.
It was like that whole scene. You know what I mean? And it was and it would be like Comic Book Palace, and it would like, you know, it's like him outside the store just smoking a cigarette, you know, and it looks like fucking Casino. I was like, that's badass. But I think they monetized it. They probably took that song down, but it was good stuff, man. It was fun shit. And the guy doing the documentary is like, hey man, the guy lets me do the documentary. I'm just gonna come in and do it as much as I can, and that's it, you know, until I get kicked out. It was fun, bro. It's fun. But I don't know. I subscribed and I was like, I don't recognize. I went like far back, and he might have took those episodes down, but they still have good episodes, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, we got Tank Ferret in there.
Yeah, what's up, Tank?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I gotta get one of those mango shirts, man. I'm digging that.
Yeah, we go up to 4X, man, and this is the part of this great about owning a printer is you can go 4X and the price still stays $25.
I'm gonna have to get some shirts for you, man. I love the fucking Hell War shirt, the prototype you made.
Yeah,
I like wear it. I'll be wearing it sometimes, but trying to keep.
I just made the shirts for that Donald DeLay Sierra whiskey.
Oh, really?
Campaign. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shipped them out earlier. I was about to go. I saw the mailman. I'm like, hey man, you mind if, you know? So yeah, thank you, Tank. I appreciate it, man.
Tank's a badass artist, dude. I don't know if you've seen his work, but check out his media on his
okay.
Twitter. Like sometimes you'll say, hey, go check out this artist on Twitter, but like you don't know their media, and some like you gotta go up to the right and click on the media and then go back on their shit.
Yeah.
Unless they have like something, but that's what I do. He's fucking dope, dude.
That's cool, man.
A lot of detail.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a fun book, man, and I think the message is getting received. It's just gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. And you're at like 107 backers. You hit that sweet 100 spot. You know, I'm so glad you hit that 100 backers. You know, I'd like to see this book reach 2K, man. Like that's where we need to be at, right? You got 16 days left to go. If you guys haven't like backed this book, back it. It's only $5 plus shipping. It's like $10. 20 pages of fucking kick-assery, and it's a perfect like book to get for Christmas, man. You know, when do you think you'll be doing fulfillment?
February 2nd. The plan is to close out this campaign, but then keep it in like the on-demand store you know. Just go to store mode, and then we're looking at like I want to say second week into January, just sending it to the printers. And you know, having everything back and shipping out, and just from then on, just going guerrilla style, bro. Just out the trunk, you know, Master P Too Short style, bro. Just out the trunk and have a box of comics always in the trunk and just be slanging, bro. You know.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely
get it out there.
You'll definitely get some out there, and like maybe even like make the trek over year. You know what I mean? Like every year. Or every 6 months or something, hit up a bunch of stores out here, you know? I'm like thinking, like trying to put myself in your shoes. Like, what would I do in this situation? You know, like I'd probably come out here maybe once a year, every 6 months, get a hotel and just hit up a gang of stores and fucking bounce
I want to do that. Vegas, you know, there's a lot of stores in Vegas, a lot of stores in Phoenix. You know, and just you know, here you go. Hey, $20 get you
car shows, tattoo parlors, record stores, like for sure car shows and tattoo parlors. A lot of dudes would fucking pick this up, you know. It's fucking metal, dude. Like people listen to metal, they like fucking barbarian shit, fantasy shit, historical accurate like war stuff. It's like when you say the term metal, it's like usually something that has balls to it, you know what I mean? And fucking balls to it. Balls to the wall.
I'm thinking of video game conventions and stuff, man. A lot of
people love
RPGs.
RPGs. You could take this into
tabletop gaming stuff.
Dude, there's a tabletop gaming store right next to my LCS. It's right down the street, and I was like, dude, there's a straight up fucking tabletop game store. It's massive too. It's like right down the street from my house, and I'm just like, wow, that means that this shit's blowing up. And like we were talking before the stream, you know, kind of like tipping my toes in that a little bit, and there's different styles and genres of that, and it's fucking huge. And my buddy was telling me it blew up because of the pandemic. A lot of people weren't going out, so they were kicking it with the homies that knew they had the Jabby Jabber, they didn't have the Jabberoo, and they were fucking playing the game.
And online, and now they're like, they were playing it online, and now they don't have to play it online, or whatever. So there's a good one in right there in Garden Grove off of Brookers. I want to say Brookers and Chapman. They have a hobby store, and then they had a place next to it.
I worked there for a year and a half, bro. I used to drive there every day. On Brookers, yeah. Then one day I had to leave.
Yeah, right there.
Off, and bounce out.
Yeah, they have a last time I checked, it was cool, and that owner is like the same spirit of like the Glen is like, because I wanted to paint figures, I was like, hey, I want to do that, and he's like, well, what are you doing? And he walked me around the whole store and helped me out, and just cool, man, just a good dude, man. So,
look what this fool said. I'm thinking about renting out a conference room and inviting other creators in 2024. That sounds dope, dude.
Cool.
I would love to do that.
A CG con,
I mean, I can't wait for I don't know, man. I just think CG just needs to stick together. You know what I mean? And, we need to grow. We need to be more unified in a way. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, fuck labels. I don't want that. But it's in a way, dude, we kind of need that shit. We kind of need to be banded together and fucking kind of be more focused. We gotta get fucking conventions going. You know what I mean? We gotta fucking, some of us can go to certain ones, some of us can't. You know what I mean?
It's excitement, bro. There needs to be excitement, spectacle, and delivery. I think excitement, spectacle, and then actually delivering. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just payoff. There's actually books. It's just
when you're delivering, you just got to go into battle. Delivery is a battle. You could try to get some artistic work done via via drawing, painting, penciling, inking, or fucking writing or scripting or that maybe, but you have to go into battle delivering the books. That's a battle itself. You know what I mean? And you might get a little bit of what I just said on the side, in the end of the night or something. But on that's your full, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna fucking deliver the books. I was lucky because I only had 100 books per campaign, so I didn't have to deal with the shit that fucking the big campaigns have to deal with. That's a fucking different conversation altogether.
Yeah, and I shared this because this is what we were talking about. And look at this guest, man. You know what I mean? You got Kelly Jones going to be there. Howard's going to be there.
I saw Kelly going to be there. Yeah, I guess he lives around here, huh?
That's cool, man. Yeah,
he was on the stream a couple weeks back. He was talking about his vampire Dracula book, man.
Nice.
Fucking, that was pretty dope.
Lepresti was there last year, so that's cool, man. Yeah, watch. I'll show here.
I gotta get Lepresti on here.
Guess for see, Aaron Lepresti.
Is that him up on? Oh yeah, up at the top.
Yeah,
I love Lepresti's art, dude. He's got that kind of horror, old school horror style. I'm just gonna call it that.
Yeah, I got both books, so I'm looking forward to reading those.
Can't wait to read
for the holiday.
I get you get Christmas, but I got Christmas once a month, dude, because I got all these packages. I don't even open them.
Yeah.
When I open them up, I do the review and I get my beer and ooh, this shit's fun.
Yeah,
I'll carve out 4 hours for that shit.
This is what it looks like too. It's real simple. It's just comics, bro. Oh, look at Eric Larson right there.
What the fuck?
This is 2000. Yeah, bro. It's just comics, man.
California comics.
All it is comics. This is what it looks like.
Blowing up. I could see the shit kind of blowing up for us. You know what I mean? Because the things are smaller, but these smaller big ones are going to get bigger, and they're going to be more. WonderCon's going to be a staple. This one, but dude, cons are really big, in the Midwest and the middle of America and on the East Coast. They're not really big out here, bro. This one looks pretty cool though. This one looks legit.
Yeah, it's all about just, man. Well, this one I would say it's just about books, bro.
That's all I care about, man. Just the comics.
You don't give no cosplay, not even new books, just books Silver Age, Golden Age, Copper Age.
I want to give me some Plug, some fucking Ghost Rider shit, some fucking Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
Brian's gonna be on the Plug. But yeah, man, we gotta check that out. Maybe we can get a table there. It's coming, but I don't know when's it. What city is it in?
Shoot, I just closed the thing. I want to say, let me see, Orange. Doubletree Hilton at Orange by the City Drive. You know where that is? By the City Drive.
I could figure it out. I mean, you ever been? Oh, so I was gonna ask you. You ever been
by the 5 freeway, kind of by Disneyland. Harbor.
45 minutes from here, or 30 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to like the old like town, Orange County? Like you had to have like fucking what street is that?
I think I know what you're talking about. Like there was
a comic store down there, like in the old town, fucking Orange City.
Fullerton had a couple. They had the comic book hideout.
Oh, hideout was cool. I went there. They were cool as fuck.
That's what Frega drove. Hey, that lady's nice, man.
Yeah, Very nice. I did a signing there. She was cool as fuck.
Yeah, and, Gladys. I don't want to say her name was Gladys.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Fucking
and
cool.
They're still on like Instagram and shit. But I'd like to hit them up again.
Yeah,
it was them, and then there was another one. I think they're called Torpedo Comics now, but they were called like Rocket Comics, and they were over on fucking Glassell. That's what it is, Glassell. Yeah, I know you've heard of Glassell, right?
That's like Tustin, no? Tustin area?
Oh, downtown Orange.
Okay.
Yeah,
I used to work in downtown Fullerton, and they had the Excalibur comics that was right there. They had one at the train station that was right there, but that closed down. And then another one too.
Oh, dude, the one in Fullerton, right? The one by the train station. Oh yeah, I went in there, dude. I went in there and I was like, "Hey, hey, what's up?"
It was just a dude that's like, "Hey," like he
comes in on the weekends or some shit, like some bullshit. So he's like that,
Yeah, he had some. It was just like white tables with like some short boxes there. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, just
downtown." What's up?
Yeah. That's basically.
I remember there was one that I went to. Fuck, dude, it was in there was two on like this. There was 3 comic book stores on the same street, and it was in Brea, and one of them, they were all on the same street. And I remember like one Neil Adams used to go to all the time to do signings. It was the bigger one. And I went in there, and there was like some fucking. He was a soy boy looking dude, you know what I mean? And with the glasses and shit and the hair, like like the emoji and shit, And I was like, yeah, dude, this is my comic. It's Butch Cleaver. He's got the power to manipulate bone on a molecular level. It's a horror western, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I'm like, yeah, it's really like kind of like, I really love the 90s. I grew up in the 90s, like Spawn, the Max, Pit, like that's like my main inspiration. This is, what it is. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure it is. No, we're not going to carry that book. And I was like, okay, dude. All right.
Yeah.
It was weird, dude. Like it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And then another dude was like, sorry, dude, respect the hustle. Oh, dude, did you ever go to this one called Comics Unlimited? It's like downtown LA.
Oh, not in downtown LA. No.
It was on like East Silver, or no, it was just like in like on no, that's not the right one. No, it was called a Comics Called Quest. I think that's what it was called.
Oh, Shop Called Quest. I think that's in Rivers, Redlands. I know there's the one in Redlands.
There's one in Redlands.
I heard that good things.
These are Chavez Boulevard.
Okay.
So that one was like downtown LA, and I went in there, and they made me sign like a fucking agreement to keep my book in there, and that shit was like dope, dog. Like it was downtown. It was like owned by a Tribe Called Quest, I think. Fucking nice, that's like cool. Posh ass fucking store, and like fuck it, you guys could have my first prints now, but it was like, dude,
you got to go out to Phoenix, bro. They have Samurai Comics. They have this other comic book store called Brandon's Comics. Cool dude, a lot of good stuff, man. They have like one in the downtown Phoenix
out there. You know what I mean? Like put them in different stores, but like not knowing, like you know what I mean? Like it's almost like you have to go there and do a signing to connect with people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like if I do this again, I'm going to those stores. I'm asking, hey, dude, you think you guys might want to pick up my book? Like maybe you could sell it. Can I leave a couple copies here? Something like that.
My editor, he was in the retail business, the comic retail business for like years, and he said this. He said comic book stores want the event to be about them. They want publicity. They want this. So if you can create a situation where, like, hey man, I'm gonna blast this shit out. I'm gonna make flyers. I'm gonna pass them around town. Just carry my book. They'll consider that an even trade. Because even if your book doesn't sell, you promoted them.
Their store,
So
that's
where
something I would probably do. Like once I get a book that's like mass produced, I probably would do the trek where I would go around, because there's a lot of fucking stores over here, bro. Or at least there was. I haven't gone around lately or did a Google search. But there's always been a fuck ton of stores. It's like comic mecca. Yeah. But you have to do this fucking signings. You have to be in there and sign the books, and you have to bark. And I always think of Neil Adams, again, going back to Neil Adams, when he was working in fucking the East Coast, as a kid coming back home from Germany as a war baby. Yeah. Working at Carnival, barking, hey, come on, step up. It's the same fucking shit. Like if I'm at a con or if I'm at a signing, I'm standing the whole time.
Me too. I stand in front of the table.
I stand at the table, my knuckles on the table, and not necessarily knuckles, but I'm up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm up, and and I took that thing from Todd McFarlane. I don't eat or drink really too much when I'm up. That way I don't got to leave to go to the bathroom. So I'll stand there and I'll fucking push, dude. Unless there's somebody there, like if you were there, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking go. But if you're by yourself, solo, then
it's a fun experience, man. We gotta go in on a table or like a WonderCon.
Yeah, we gotta do it. Like I'm like me and you and like Hex and Dillard, all of us, and if not some of us, like whoever can make it, like on different adventures, and we gotta fucking hit this fucking
because those tables are fucking expensive.
Expensive as fuck. Hey, dude, like I did the Long Beach Comic Con. That shit was $300 for 2 days. Now it's $900 plus internet.
Holy fuck!
They shut down your internet when you go in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, hey, dude, I tabled. You know who tabled next to me at that place?
Who?
Marv Wolfman, creator of Blade.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a similar experience.
He wasn't getting anybody. Nobody was going up there. There were just people walking around like
holy shit. Cosplayers.
Just cosplayers. Like,
cosplayers getting pictures.
Cosplayers out, and they basically need to do the California Comic Con. Like I wish they could do it there or at the Anaheim Convention Center, the Long Beach Convention Center, somewhere like Anaheim Convention Center, Long Beach Convention Center, like somewhere big where it's like world known. You know what I mean? Like a name that's world fucking known, right? So it was $300, and me and my buddy did it. My homie he was barking with me. He's like, just sit there and draw, Matt Burke. Just fucking draw. Just keep your head down and draw. I'll bark. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. So I'm drawing Swamp Thing. I'm drawing some werewolves, but it was just, there was nobody in there. And then Mark Wolfman, I was like, there was nobody there. I seen Dan DiDio in there. He came up in there, and I was like, fuck, I should have gave him a Butch Cleaver so he could be like, this shit's whack. This shit's dope, or this shit's whack.
You never know. He's like, hey, keep going. Keep going.
But I've seen him in there, but dude, there was nobody in there, dude. They had like Rikishi fighting some fool, and then like a couple of indie dudes in there. They had some cool indie dudes in there, but it was like there wasn't foot traffic, bro. So
sometimes it's hit or miss. Yeah,
I think what this side, what we have over here, like in this side, the South, I don't know, like California, Arizona, I guess, like area is stores, but we ain't got cons for shit. I think what they have over there, like on the East Coast, they got fucking cons galore. And
we have WonderCon, we have Long Beach Comic Con, we have LA Comic Con, and then this CalCon is but I hear what you're saying. Those authentic ones, those fucking
fans out there are rabid for
comics. Motherfuckers are tucking in their shirts and pocket protectors, and they're 60 and they're fucking. They came in there and they were building war airplanes and shit, model airplanes, and that's a whole different demographic, of shit,
They want. It seems like they want comics more out there, bro. Like that era, like they want American comics, And out here, just I'm not feeling that they do, dude. I'm not really feeling
it. More Americana, over here. It's like,
dude, and like I was. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say even at WonderCon, that a lot of anime and manga.
Motherfucker, dude, and like they want anime, and then like they want the fucking stuff that's big. Like, so where's the boys graphic novel? Where's the fucking? I mean, I love me some boys, but they want the shit TV. Where's the boys? Where's fucking where's
how many people are doing commissions for the Last Ronin? You know what I mean?
people at, you know, like they want the pop culture shit. They're not there for like, you know, where's Deadman, where's Iron, you know, where's Swamp Thing, where's Constantine, you know, where's the Crow, you know what I mean, where's the James
O'Barr came out with the movie,
where's Dead World? I went Walking Dead. No, where's Dead World? Because Dead World came before Walking Dead, and that's another book. So I don't know, man. Like it's just a weird time. So it's like sometimes I wish I lived out there a little bit, you know. Even I wish even where you live, because you're just like motherfucker. I'm like 4 more hours out here. You know what I mean? Like you could like, what's the next state that you could drive to in a few hours? Probably like Texas or something.
Shit, no, it would be like Nevada,
and
Arizona.
Moved out there. My boss moved out there.
Nevada's cool.
Strip. I was like, damn, that shit looks hot. But he was up on Instagram posting some pics of like a sick ass pad. Like, damn, bro, big ass.
It's nice out there, bro.
Pad, like 4-bedroom, 2 stories.
It's getting expensive though. Everyone's moving out there.
He's pulling down probably like 30 something an hour. I'm like, damn, dog, this fool's fucking like, he's doing all right, but he's busting his fucking ass out there though. You know, he's working on a strip, like working at a grocery store, like department shit, you know. Yeah. So, and it's the only one out there, the only grocery store. I'm just like, fuck. So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that whole strip is crazy. But I gotta get going, man. I still gotta work tomorrow, man. So
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. And thanks for coming on,
man. The bladder's kicking in, man.
Make sure you pound some water, and have a big fucking glass of water or a bottle like that big by you when you go to sleep. Have some fucking bread. Take a nice shower when you get up.
I just had like one. I just had 2, man. I'm good, man.
Have some coffee, and then fucking have some water too with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the coffee
definitely.
Wake you up, and then the water. I always pound 2 cups of coffee on the way to work. And I put
water's good. It gets you back to feeling equal, or you know, just normal.
And I pound water all day at work.
Balance, yeah.
100%, brother.
Cool, man. Cool, man. Well, thank you for having me on, man. We got
anytime, brother.
Next time, I saw Tank. He said, "Link me. I have to join this, man. We gotta either have him on your channel or my channel. We all just sit and talk, man.
I'll bring him on here for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I was probably rambling. I didn't check at the chat. But yeah, man. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and Richard, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. At Richard Embry. From my comic, Blood in the Sword. You can also find me on YouTube at Forest Pup. Someone gave me advice. They're like, make it Forest Pup instead of Forest Publishing. You know, it just sounds short, sweet, to the point.
Actually, sounds pretty dope. Like I'm going up in the forest and I'm gonna like hit up a fucking
barn, Forest Pup. You know,
sounds dope as fuck. Actually, oh, they're right.
So, but yeah. So other than that, man, just catch me online. You know, catch me at a con, hopefully. So, and just come chat.
Oh yeah, brother.
So cool, man. All right. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for Tim, Tank, and Brian for showing up, man. Supporting me. I appreciate that.
And Merry Christmas, everybody. And
Merry Christmas.
Be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.